You guys, I am seriously still recovering from Saturday night. My legs feel like jelly, my throat is completely hoarse from screaming, and I feel like I could sleep for a solid week.
Oh, please, Leo. Give me a break. You were standing comfortably in the front row with plenty of breathing room. Try being me for just 5 minutes. I was stuck right next to those massive stadium speakers on the left side of the stage. My ears were literally ringing until noon yesterday, and I couldn't hear a single word my mom said to me all Sunday morning. I have to say, this wasn't my best concert.
Oh, stop complaining, Sam. Your hearing is perfectly fine now. Besides, the concert was incredible. Honestly, when the band first came on stage and the lights went down, the atmosphere in that stadium was electric. Everyone was jumping, singing, and screaming. I get chills just thinking about it.
Exactly, it was pure magic. But wait, where were you when the opening act actually started, Mia? I looked around right when the bass dropped and you were nowhere to be seen. I thought maybe you got lost in the crowd.
Well, the line for the official merchandise tent was about a mile long. It stretched all the way past the food trucks. I was so determined to get that specific, limited edition vintage t-shirt. I stood there for 45 minutes checking my watch. By the time I finally reached the cash register, the t-shirts were all completely sold out in my size. I was so disappointed, let me tell you. I practically walked away empty-handed.
See? A total disaster from start to finish. And let's not even forget about the ridiculous weather situation. The online weather forecast explicitly said it was going to be a clear, starry night. But by 8 p.m., those clouds were huge, dark, and incredibly ominous. When those first heavy drops of rain began to fall, I was terrified for my vintage suede jacket. It was brand new, you know. I literally just bought it last Thursday after saving up for weeks.
We know, Sam. You mentioned that jacket about 50 times before the concert even started. But honestly, the sudden rainstorm was the best part of the whole evening. When it started pouring during their biggest hit song, the crowd were suddenly twice as loud and full of energy. It was like we were all actors dancing in a cinematic music video.
Well, that was easy for you to say, Leo. You were wearing a giant plastic poncho. Seriously, where did you even find that ridiculous thing? It was a bright, blinding neon yellow. You were visible from outer space, I swear. I could track your movements across the entire stadium floor just by looking for that bright yellow blob.
Hey, do not insult the poncho. My mom secretly put it in my backpack before I left the house. I thought it was embarrassing at first, but it turned out to be an absolute lifesaver. Though I have to admit, I was a bit clumsy later on in the evening.
Oh, right. I just remembered. What actually happened to your phone? You texted us saying it was completely dead, but then you disappeared into thin air for at least 20 minutes. We had no idea where you went.
Okay, fine. So my phone was actually fine at that moment, but the metal floor plates were incredibly slippery from the rain and all the spilled drinks. I lost my balance and tripped over a thick television cable near the security barrier. Suddenly, I was flat on the ground and my glasses were flying across the wet floor into the darkness.
Oh no, that sounds awful. Were you hurt? Were people stepping on your hands in the dark?
No, thankfully it wasn't that dramatic. The security guards were super helpful and attentive. They were right there to pull me up by my arms before anyone could trip over me. But for a few seconds, I panicked because everything was just a blurry mess without my glasses. Luckily, when a guard found them, they were completely undamaged, just a little dirty and covered in soda.
Well, I am glad you survived your little tumble. But the real unspoken tragedy of the night was the traffic situation after the encore. The city buses were packed to maximum capacity, and the Uber surge prices were utterly insane. It was literally 3 times the normal rate just to go a few miles down the road.
I know! Sam and I were completely stranded outside the main gates for over an hour. We were freezing, soaking wet, and absolutely exhausted.
I was genuinely miserable, Leo. My precious suede jacket was officially ruined. My hair was a total flat mess. And our stomachs were growling because we were starving.
Well, you guys should have stayed close to me. While you were arguing with the Uber drivers, those nice security guards told me about a cozy 24-hour diner located just around the corner from the venue. It was warm inside, the blueberry pancakes were delicious, and the staff were very friendly. I was honestly in absolute heaven while I waited out the traffic.
You were sitting inside eating warm pancakes while we were fighting for our lives in the freezing rain? You are a terrible friend, Leo.
Seriously, we genuinely thought you were lost, hurt, or in some kind of serious trouble. We were worried sick about you.
I'm so sorry. I tried to call you both from the diner booth, but that's the exact moment my phone battery actually was dead. Next time, I promise, we stick together through thick and thin, rain or shine.
Deal. Despite all the absolute chaos, it really was a spectacular night to remember.
Yeah, I suppose it was pretty fun. Even if my favorite jacket was the ultimate sacrifice for rock and roll.